So, how many of us have kids and want to help them get established with having good credit? I know I do, right? But let's be real. Katya, can a toddler, can a 10-year-old, can a 13-year-old actually have a credit score?
No, there's ways that children can start at an early age with credit and having history on the credit report. I always find it a little bit risky
Hmm.
to do that because the way to do it is put them as authorized users,
Yep. Yep.
right? There's no secret to that. You can put someone as an authorized user. It's going to help them. Problem that I see with that is sometimes life happens, right? What if we miss a payment? You're starting your kid off with a late payment on their credit
Yeah.
report,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Or we rack up credit card debt. We could lose our job and not be able to pay, and it gets charged off. And everything that's happening to us is going to potentially negatively impact them. It could work out great,
Yep.
but we never know.
Yeah, and I look at it the flip side. I probably will add my kids as authorized users, right? Realistically, it does benefit. And there are those flaws, like you mentioned, but if you're responsible and, you know, there is a way of removing the authorized user. So doing so before you actually face a late payment, right? Especially if you lose your job, you lost your job, you might not be able to make some payments. So take your kids off so that they're not impacted. But what we also have to realize is the scoring models continue to change. And so we've seen the title Lazy Way of Building Credit for Your Kids. Is it lazy? Not really. It's not lazy. It's just the start because you still have to pay attention to actions, in my opinion. But but bureaus are changing. The credit bureaus, the scoring models, not the bureaus, but the scoring models are actually changing. And the impact of how the scoring models are looking at that information is not going to be as beneficial as it is today. Would you agree?
Oh, absolutely. We're seeing it right now. I see a big shift where authorized user accounts and they report on one's credit reports that it's coded as an AU. It doesn't impact our credit the same way as an account in our own name.
Yes.
Big difference.
Yep. And listen, we've heard that. Spoke to both FICO and Vantage Score. Both of them say the same thing, right? They realize that there is still a benefit, but because of all the scams that are going on and people putting their names on others that they don't even know, there's no relationship. You're buying an account.
Hmm.
The bureaus are aware of it, right? The bureaus, the credit reporting agencies, the actual scoring models, they're aware of all of this. This is not a secret. So they are looking at authorized users and the value of authorized users of increasing your score a lot less.
Correct. Right. And if we're looking at the scoring models, right? Credit is about our payment history. How do we pay back our debt? Do we pay on time? Do we pay late? As an authorized user, you are not held responsible for the payment. So it doesn't show your responsibility towards the debt. It shows the owner's responsibility, but not yours. So that's why there's not, and like what you said, right? There's so much buying trade lines these days where people think it can do that and that's going to boost their credit. It does not, and it's fraudulent because it's misleading information.
Well, that is another video in itself, right? But for purposes of do you want to help your kids build credit? I mean, I probably will do this. My kids are not 18 yet. And in my opinion, it's a good way of helping them as long as you mentioned, you're responsible. You do have to be proactive. If something's happening in your life, you have to proactively think, what do I need to do to remove my child from this chaos that is happening in my life? So
Hmm.
to call it lazy, I don't know if you'd call it lazy. Yes, someone is helping to build credit, but at the end of the day, if you're not sharing with your child how to actually build credit on their own once they become 18, that's where problems could begin.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, if you have a kid, you want to help them, this could be a great way, but you still need to be proactive. And if you want to learn more, subscribe. At the same time, if you have any other questions pertaining to building credit, fixing credit, helping your kids, let us know.